Hello everyone, welcome to Tutorials in Hand. In this video tutorial we are going to see how to write a program in Python to calculate BMI. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. So first of all, let's see what exactly is the formula to calculate body mass index. So this is the formula for calculating the body mass index, which is 703 multiplied by weight divided by height square. Okay, so basically we can see from this itself that we need to have two things entered from the user, which is the weight and the height. Then we have to calculate it under BMI, and finally we have to print up the things. So let's write the stepwise approach that we should follow. So what's the step one? So step one is simply to take weight and yeah, to take weight and height as input from the user, right? And then what's the step second? So step second is to simply calculate BMI. And what's the final step? So final step is to print the BM, is to print the things, right? So let's start with the step one, which is to take input from the user as weight and height. So let's ask the user to enter us with weight and height. And in order to do that, so let's have a variable called weight. We know that in Python we can take input from the user with help of input function. So let's write input and let's provide the relevant comment saying which the user will provide us with the relevant input that whatever they want. So we'll write simply enter the weight, right? Now we know that this input function will return us a string. So if that is string, so it won't serve our purpose. So in order to use it, what we have to do is we have to convert into number types. And over here in this situation, we are aware that we have to convert it to float, right? Because it's obvious that the weight is going to have some of the floating types as well. So we have to convert it to float. And similarly, we will take input for height. So let's write directly. Yeah, now what's the next step? So we are done with step one. So now we have to calculate the BMI. So let's have a variable called BMI itself, and in this we will store up the things. So what's the first thing? So it's nothing but 703. So we'll write it and multiply it by weight. So in programming or in Python, we can do the calculation, or we can perform multiplication with help of asterisk. So we'll simply write asterisk and then the weight, right? Now we have to divide it. Division can be done with nothing but this only. Now we have to do what? Height square. So there are two ways in Python that we can perform the square. One is simply by writing height into height, and the other is by writing height and then double asterisk, and then whatever number we will give, so that will be the power of this part. So if we write 2, that means we are telling to perform height is square, and if we are writing 3, then we are telling to perform height cube. Okay, so in this situation let's write height cube, let's write height square. Okay, now let's move to our step 3, which is nothing but to print up the things. So we'll simply write BMI is equals to. Now, one thing that I missed to mention specifically is that the weight should be in lbs and the height should be in inches. Okay, now let's run it to see the things working. So see, it's asking me to enter the weight. So let the weight be nothing but simply 190, and now let the height be simply 72, and boom, here you can see that the BMI is 25 point this part. Now one thing, we can decorate the output further, right? And with help of what? With help of round function. So what we can do is we can round off the result to a particular digit, that whatever we want. So in order to do that, what we can do is we'll simply write round, and then within this we will provide the first parameter as the variable onto which we have to perform that round, and then we'll give comma, and then we'll perform, or we'll write the number which will denote the number of digits up to which we have to round off. So let it be 3, and let's rerun it. Let's provide the same input, and boom, here you can see that earlier where we had number of digits after the decimal points, now we are having it up to 3 places itself. So this is how we can perform, or we can calculate the body mass index in Python. So this was all about the video. Thank you.